Hey guys, hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. If you get the chance and you're so inclined, please hit that subscribe button down below and the bell notification icon next to it. It'll notify you when I release new videos, when I go live on the live streams, or when I go live on Friday nights. It'll have you kind of a reminder for you if you want to join the live streams. But it'll also help YouTube know that you're a human who's interested in EDC content and will hopefully help recommend my videos to other humans that like EDC content. But today I want to take a little bit of time and talk about a knife that has been in my collection for over a year. It's a knife that's still available. I don't have an affiliate link, but I will put a link to where you can get this knife with specs in the description. This is what I consider a perfect little gentleman's folder cutter. It is a super slicey knife. It is a front flipper. And as you guys, if you've watched the channel, you know, I do not like front flippers. However, this particular knife is so smooth. I could easily get my finger up on the top and just pop it open. It's absolutely drop shutty. The materials are done very, very well. And like I say, guys, it is an absolute slicer. So what we have is we have the Kizer Delamore. Not exactly sure how that is pronounced, but if I'm not mistaken, this is a Kizer Lundquist design. And it is, like I said, very, very slicey. Let's see if I can find some paper. Guys, I apologize, but we've run out of the coupon book. I have cut through all of it, but we do have a page out of Pew Pew Digest. And the Delamore is extremely slicey. When it's getting hung up, that's cutter error on my part. This knife has never touched a strop. It has never been sharpened by me, and I sharpen most of my knives quite often. This has still got the factory edge on it because it came from Kizer so well done. And guys, this knife, if you pick it up now or when I got it, is 20 CV. So I don't know how well. Hold on a second. Let me clean up my mess. Okay, I'm sorry. So it's 20 CV, which I don't know how well Kizer heat treats their 20 CV, but I do know for cutting cardboard, for cutting paper, for using this knife as a gentleman's folder. I don't have to carry it every day, of course, because I carry other knives every day, but this blade has held an edge very, very well. I love it. It's stone washed, G10 handles with this little, I guess this is a Kizer Lundquist thing, these little horizontal bars on both the front and the back. I would just assume those not be there. So if I had to nitpick this knife, it would be the pattern of the G10 there. And I'd also nitpick the fact that they still use T6s for the body screws, T8 for the pivot, but it has a titanium clip that works very well. This thing goes in and out of pocket like a dream. I mean, very little resistance on my khakis when I go to put it in my pocket. That's why I say it's just a great little gentleman's knife. And I have a medium to large size hand, so I can get a perfect 4-finger grip on that knife. I can choke up on the knife if I choose to. The blade, I've got full control over it, whether I'm doing detail cuts, cutting out labels, doing push cuts, pull cuts, popping straps, you name it. This little knife in 20 CV and G10, it's a liner lock, and it just works very, very well. I love the blade shape. I won't call it a reverse tanto. People call those type of blades as that. I'll call it kind of a modern sheep's footy warney. You know, I know it's not really a warnie, it's not really a sheep's foot. It's just kind of a modified blade shape. But it has this nice swedge here. It has this nail nick that does absolutely nothing except give you decoration. You cannot access the blade. It's fully recessed and lays flat into that handle, which I think is a good thing. You've got plenty of clearance here on the back side, so you're not going to have any contact with that blade. And you've got a single standoff there. When you look at the sharpening choil on this little knife, it's done pretty well. I mean, you can see there that you've got your plunge grinds, combs. You know, you might get a sharpening or two out of that. And like I said, I have not sharpened this. I imagine I can strop it if it ever gets dull for the way I use knives. Now, if I was going to put this through hard paces, let's be honest, I probably wouldn't because it's a small knife. Do a couple of quick size comparisons and see how this guy sizes up to some knives that we might be familiar with in our collections, and then we'll get some measurements for you. That is the Kizer Lundquist next to the Cold Steel 4MAX. It's much smaller than the 4MAX. There's the Kizer Lundquist next to the Civivi Baby Banter. It is larger than our Baby Banter. Look at it next to the Benchmade Bug Out. And let's look at it next to the Benchmade Mini Bug Out. So guys, it's about 1/8 of an inch shorter or longer than the Baby Bug Out, 1/4 of an inch. About 1/2 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch shorter or smaller than the Bug Out. But if we were going to convert that into real mathematical measurements, we would grab our Ben Peterson's Navco titanium ruler with angle finder that I have a hard time reading because I'm blind, and we would learn that we have a 3-inch blade with a 2 and between 3/4 and 3 inches, whatever that is, cutting surface, so a little bit under 3-inch cutting surface. The handle is going to come in at right between 3 3/4 and 4 inches, a smidge under 4-inch handle there. If you want to look at the flat part of the handle here, you're right at 3.5 inches. So the overall knife is going to be, I'm going to guess, right at 6 3/4. But it is, like I say, a gentleman's folder, so it's very dainty. It fits in pocket very well. The thickness of this knife at its thickest point is 0.47, tapers down to 0.4, 0.41 on the side there. And our blade stock is going to be 0.1165, and then up at the front 0.1135. Behind the edge, which I can't get behind the edge measurement, so we can try. .0175, if that's the measurement, and that was above the actual bevel. But again, guys, the Kizer Lundquist, a fantastic knife for somebody who doesn't like front flippers. This little nub, you can really actuate this knife in so many different ways. The way that I prefer to open it is just the reach around and give it that little pointer finger flick. I've never failed it. The only time I've failed this knife is doing this right here because it hits my hand. If I'm not careful, you just have to be conscious of where your hand is. But yeah, guys, I can highly recommend this little knife. I know it's still available. I will have a link from one of my not so favorite retailers, but I know they have it in stock. You can also go to the Google, check that out if you don't want to look at the link that I provide. But again, Kizer Delorme in 20CV and G10, Mr. Lundquist design. If you're still here, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon. Please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Move forward with love in your heart. Choose debate before hate. I love you all. Peace.